Hello everybody, this is Diane. This will be the final video in this series before the flip through. There will be one more and that will just be the final flip through to see the finished journals. So yesterday we sewed the signatures in. These are cereal box covers and I put quilt batting on the whole thing, so there's a little, just a little bit of batting. It's very thin batting, but it makes it look a little bit tufted, and I really like the way that looks. So these are all sewn in, and now it is time to do the bead dangle. I think I'm going to raise my camera up a little bit. Okay, hopefully that's better. So I'm just going to pick this one because I think this is the one we were working on the video yesterday. I'm going to take the paper doll out. I want to talk about the cording I use. So these are waxed cotton threads, and I will link two kits because I got two different bundles of them at two different times. One of them was bigger and had more colors. So I'm going to try to, for my own use, I'm going to try to investigate and find some kits that have colors that I use more. I don't use purple much, so I've got a lot of purple left. And my blues are all gone. I had various shades of blue in my kits, and they're all gone. So I'm going to have to find some blue. And there were several shades of pink, and they're running low because these are from two different kits. So I do have enough pink to work with for a while. And obviously several shades of green from, I don't know which went with which kit, but I've got some neutrals. That's a burgundy, that's pretty. Orangey colors and a black. I ordered this separately, but a black did come with one of the kits. So this is what I have to work with. So what I do for these is to choose 3 colors or shades of colors to kind of match the cover. So I have blue, obviously, which, I don't have any blue. I don't have any yellows. They're gone. So I think I'm just going to stick with neutral colors on this. I sewed it with black thread, so I'm going to use black and this light color. I guess I'll use a pink. I'll use this bright pink. Kind of brighten up what we have going on here. I usually go with 3 colors. Do as many as you want. And then to cut the length of it, I kind of just do twice the length of the cover and a little bit, or the height, I mean, and a little bit extra. And then, of course, you always trim it to the length you want when you're done. So there's the pink, and then I'll just cut the other ones the same length as this. Now the other cover is yellow with orange and green. So I can use orange and greens for that at least. And my cover is pink and blue, I think. So I have all 3 threads here, and I've doubled it. As you can see, there's a loop. I'm going to take this loop and insert it through this eyelet that we put in. It's a large eyelet. It's a grommet. And we did that in yesterday's video. And get all 3 loops together here and put your strings through the loop and pull it. So that attaches your strings to the cover. You can also take some people do this, take a bull clip, is that what it's called? Bulldog clip, and put your threads through there, and that way you can remove your strings. And there are some people just do a paper clip, a large paper clip, and then they clip it to a page, and then have the threads hang over. So whichever you want to do. I don't need to untie this. It doesn't matter. I think it would be better if it stays tied closed. Okay, so now I have my threads on, and those colors look quite nice actually. I also choose beads to match. So for this cover, I didn't get blue. Why did I not get blue? Hang on just a minute. I have my blue beads, my yellow beads, and what other color did I want? Maybe pink. So I have those categories of colors here, but I also have some that are mixed. So I have these fun stars. Now these came from the children's craft section in Hobby Lobby. They have bigger holes, so something else would have to go under it so it doesn't, or you'd have to have a really big knot. But I would put just a bead with a smaller hole underneath it to hold it on. I have that, and I have these novelty ones, which are bunnies and chickens and ducks, fun little things like that. And this one has little candy in wrappers and bows. And these also came from, I think these were in the children's section at Hobby Lobby, or Michael's, or one of them. And I have these fun little hearts and these yellow stars, and the orange ones I can use on one of the journals. Oh, and these I just got yesterday, or the other day. I've got butterflies. These were all at Hobby Lobby, and these roses. So I've got lots to work with. I'm not pulling out any of the extra stuff that I sometimes add. I'm just going to do the beads today. Well, I am going to open it because I want it to lie down. I think this will be easier for you to see. So I'll just start stringing beads. I'll start with a blue one. And put it wherever you want to on the string. And I'll add, this one it's in the yellow container, but it is part yellow, part white, very sparkly. Blue and yellow, and let's try one of these macaroni beads, I'll call them. And I'll just end with a little pink one, I think. And I'll just tie a knot here. And then I'll do another cluster down here. Pink, yellow, looks like a little square pillow. That one needs to be opened up better. Sometimes that happens. It's as far as it'll go in. Oh, that one went all the way out. See if that helped. Yes, there we go. And blue. put a blue heart on. Oh, this one also has a really big hole. So I'll put another, it's a little, looks like a little flower. Oh, goes in sideways. And tie a knot. Sometimes I do 2 or 3 or 5 beads together. I usually do odd numbers. I don't know why. I've just done 2 sets of 4. And I'm just going to move on to another string. I can always go back to that if I want to. I want to put something fun on here, so I'm going to add this yellow duck somewhere. I have these little rubbery ones, and these are different because they're on a jump ring. They look like little balloon dogs, so I think I'm going to put a yellow balloon dog. No, a blue one. I can save the yellow one for the yellow journal. But I have to get it off the chain, so I have to use my tools to open up the jump ring. And I'm going to open up not the one that's attached to the dog, but the chain that it's on, because I want to keep that jump ring that the dog is on closed up if I can. And I'll just slide that onto the string. Have to find the opening. There's the opening. So I just clasp it with both tools. These are, I guess they're called needle nose pliers. And then just twist and open it, and this dog will come right off. And I'll just get rid of that jump ring because I don't need it. Okay, so now I have this cute little dog to tie on, but first I'm going to put some beads at the top. I have blue at the top here, so I'm going to start with a pink one, I think. I don't start all of them right up at the top. I let them go up and down for variety. But see, this one has a gap here, so that one's good. I think if I was starting with a smaller bead, I would put it up higher. So the next one will do that. I'll put a star on here. Again, that's a children's bead, so it has a big hole. And I guess, no, I don't want to put the little dog on that one. Blue, we need blue. Wonder if this came off a necklace. Sometimes they're harder to get the string in if they came off a necklace, an old necklace. Let's put this big clunky one on. I like a variety of sizes, shapes, colors. And I'm just going to tie this one off. Ooh, that came down further. Tied my knot low. So I'm going to go ahead and add the ducky down here. I'm going to put a little yellow bead above and below him. And I'll just tie that. Sometimes I put 3 groupings on a string or just one. It's all random. I'm going to start with a macaroni bead. What happened to the little doggy? There he is. He landed on my lap somehow, and then I lost him on the floor. Okay. And you often get, when you buy a string of novelty beads, you often will get little filler beads in between them. So I put them right in the same container with them in case you want little filler beads. So here I have a little pink filler bead. It came with some bows or something. Spacer bead, they're called. And I'll do a yellow star. And a bumblebee, just for fun. He's got little blue wings. Nope, not way down there. Gotta move that up higher. Well, I guess that's good enough. I'm gonna put the puppy dog on now. So I'm gonna put my thread through the jump ring and I'm just gonna tie it on. And I'll put another grouping of beads here. I'll add a little pink flower. Guess that's enough. Three more strings. Start out with this bright pink. And a yellow. And a blue. Yeah. And let's put a little pink pig on it. Gonna have to open that one up. I tried to find a link for these on Amazon, but I don't know what to call them. I typed in all kinds of things and I couldn't find it. I'm pretty sure I bought one on Amazon, but maybe I didn't. I was searching my orders. You know, if you are looking for something you already bought, you can search your orders. And I couldn't find it. Let's see how it looks. You probably can't see it. They're kind of clumped together. The upper and the lower groups are pretty close together, but that's okay. It looks good that way. I don't know if I want to put a group up higher now because it would just look out of place. So I guess I'll just stick to having these two groups. This one is, I thought I had, yeah, this one's a little bit lower than those, but it's looking good. It's looking good. So we'll do one more string. Pretty flower. I think I better add a butterfly on this also. I'll set this here so I don't forget it. A yellow, just a little yellow bead. And a pink. I'll put the butterfly here. My goodness. One more string. I can talk about what I did yesterday because I felt accomplished yesterday. I did a video in the morning and then Layla came over and she didn't have school yesterday. So we walked a few blocks to the local park. It's got a bandstand on it and they do a lot of things down there. And every Friday in the warm weather, I think it just started last Friday and I didn't know it. I didn't think it started until Memorial Weekend, which is this one. But anyway, they have a farmer's market and they have a lot of vendors set up and food trucks and stuff like that. So Layla and I walked I don't want that one. Walked to the park, and we got some lunch from a food truck. We sat. It was a beautiful day. It was not too hot, and it was breezy. So we sat on a park bench and ate our lunch. And then we went to the local grocery store because my son is a butcher there, and he let us know that they were having ribs, baby back ribs, at a really reduced price for the holiday weekend. And my daughter was working, and she wanted some, and I wanted some. So we went there and picked up some ribs. He said they were still frozen because they were selling so fast. They had to get them out of the freezer. They didn't have time to thaw them. So anyway, I got racks of ribs in my freezer, some for my daughter, some for me. I've never cooked them before, but I'm going to Google it and learn how. Because they have to be tender, fall off the bone tender for me. I'm trying to decide what I want to do next year. But the real accomplishment was, right after we picked up the ribs, we went to Lowe's, and she helped me put 5 big bags of mulch on a flatbed cart, and then 2 bags of potting soil, and I picked out a few flower pots, like some petunias and some coleus and something else. I don't know the name of it, but it's like a filler, a greenery filler. And because I have 2 little cement pots in front of my house. I didn't do anything with anything out there last year because I had just moved in June, and by the time I felt settled inside, it was way too hot to work outside. I'm still looking. I promise. I'm still looking for what to put on here. Guess I'll go with pink. So anyway, she helped me load it onto the cart, and then we paid for it, and then we had to load it into my car, which was a feat in itself. I thought, what was I thinking? It's not going to fit in my trunk, but it did. We got it all in there. Then we had to unload it. So this 15-year-old kid and however many year old lady I am, I know how old I am. I'm just not going to announce it. Oh, I just cracked that one. Okay. We were manhandling all of this garden stuff, but then we had to do the work. So I have 2 beds out front that each one has a rose bush that kind of spreads out. And so I had already cleaned up the bed underneath the rose bushes. I had a little more weeding to do in one, but Layla got to work on the other one. And she'd never spread mulch before, so she was just taking her time and using a spade to scoop it out of the bag and put it on. I told her, you can just, if you can, just tip the bag over. I had split it open, like in the middle of the bag, tip it over into the bed and spill it out and then spread it. But she was just puttering around with her little spade, which was fine. And I got my stuff weeded, and then I dumped my mulch out, and then I went and helped her finish hers. And it looks really good. And then while she went to take a shower, I didn't want to go inside in my filthy clothes until I could get in the shower. So I stayed out there, and I put the potting soil and the petunias and the coleus and the other green stuff in my little cement pots. And it just looks so nice. And when I was shopping with my daughter at Hobby Lobby, I think I told you I got some patriotic decorations for my front porch. I also got 2 little spinny things. One looks like patriotic rockets they're all pointing the same way, and when the wind blows, they would all be spinning around. And the other one is stars, red, white, and blue stars that spin around when there's a breeze. and you just stick them in the ground. So I have them out front, and my newly mulched flower beds, and my little pots of petunias. There, I got all the beads on. So it is longer than the book, and I'm just gonna kind of even them up, but I'm gonna let them be long. They curl up. I'm just gonna trim them. Couldn't trim them all at once. And you probably can't see. So I'm gonna take a picture of the dangle and make it be my thumbnail for this video, I think. But there they are. Fun, huh? So, where are we? Okay, what is it? 33? Yeah. I thought it said 53 for a minute. So, I'm just going to go through and do some finishing touches, if you don't mind. Seam binding. Yeah, this one here has the fibers and baker's twine, stuff like that. I forgot some of this stuff goes in here this way. I'm just looking for any finishing touches that need to be done. Punch a hole in this one. And it's very sturdy. I'm not going to add reinforcers to it. It's a sturdy parchment cardstock, and it's got stuff glued to it, so it's pretty sturdy. And I would use red ribbon for this, but it's going to stick out, and I don't think red ribbon would look the greatest with that. So I'll use this blue, because there's blue here. I can't find seam binding anymore. I tried to buy some from Amazon. I could get this red, which I already have, and I could get a light color, which I might get so I can dye sections of it. But I couldn't get yellow. I don't need pink because I have a big roll of pink. I have a big roll of peach. I ordered this thinking it was yellow. It said yellow on the description, but it's peach color. And I ordered it a long time ago, and you can see I don't use it much. So anyway, I have a hard time finding a full roll of seam binding. And I use it a lot. I have blue, pink, that peach, red, and I have some small rolls of a few other colors. They're not they're just rolls that I've used over the years and cut them down. So I have a white and this light green. I don't know, it's just hard to find it, and I want it. If you know where I can get seam binding, let me know. I know I can get crinkled seam binding from Etsy shops, and I do have some from a certain Etsy shop. This one I need to back, and this one I'm just going to leave as it is. But I wonder where they get theirs so that they can crinkle it and sell it, you know? This corner of that tore. This is so cute. Little kittens dressed up. That used to be a thing for children's books. There's a collection of children's, I don't know if they're golden, I don't think they're golden books. I think they're Rand McNally books that have monkeys dressed up and kittens dressed up and puppies. And I don't know if there are other animals, but I've seen all of those. I've had them and sold them. I've never created with one. Yes, I did. I did create with a kitten one once. It was so cute. But anyway, that's what these pictures look like. And what they did was they don't dress the animals up. They have holes to put their paws and heads through and have everything all set up. Pretty clever. Knowing cats, they weren't happy about it. Just gonna tear that to match the torn edge, the torn corner. This is a small hole, and I have this narrow. I bought a white seam binding, and I bought 1/4 of an inch by mistake one time. Probably on Amazon. But I do like it. I just double it usually to give it a little more presence. This is probably way too long, but I'm gonna, this is what I would normally do, but I'm gonna double it, put 4 pieces through. So I was so exhausted after we did the work, and I had to move the rest of the mulch bags to where they're going to go. So I have beds on the side of the house and on the side of the garage to do. And so I moved the mulch around after Layla was in the shower. Yeah, that sticks up higher than I thought, but that's okay. It doesn't stick out of the book. And, you know, I cleaned up the mess as much as I could. And then I was so tired. My arms hurt from the weeding. I'm just going to leave this old string in there because I think this is such a neat card. It's for a Pittsburgh hotel, and I don't know the year. But I'm just going to leave that original string on there. And look, she's not carrying a suitcase, but she does look like she's traveling. So maybe she's staying at this hotel. This was sticking out of the book and got bent. I'm not going to put anything on those. This one I can put something on. Now, if I had a yellow one, I would do that. I don't have a yellow or the right shade of green. I might in the crinkled. That's silk ribbon for embroidery. I have used that before, but let's try this green. I think this is good. I might just look for another selection of crinkled ribbon from Etsy. Crinkled seam binding. Monday will be the Memorial Weekend flea market. I'm looking forward to that. I don't look forward to it because it's crowded, but I go early that day. Instead of 8, I go at 7-ish. And I get to park pretty easily if I go that early. Look around and then get out of there. That's the plan. My brother-in-law went with me one time because He likes to sell stuff. He buys things on auction, fixes them up if necessary, and then sells them on eBay. So he went with me once. He bought something there. I'll have to ask him if he wants to go again this year. He went with me on the 4th of July, he and my sister. 4th of July weekend, but it's not as, I guess it's not as busy as Labor Day and Memorial Day, because those are a set day. Those are Mondays. 4th of July varies from year to year. So I finally figured that out. That's why it's not as busy on the 4th of July. So we were all kind of disappointed last 4th of July that there weren't as many vendors and stuff there, but I always have fun at the flea market, so it didn't matter to me. I'm wondering if Bob will be there this weekend, this Monday. This is the last thing, and this journal is already signed. So once I get this in, this journal is complete. I'll have to put together some bundles to go with the journals, but I'm almost done. There it is, a finished journal. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am going to put everything, all of these videos in a, what do you call it? I forgot. But it'll be playlist. It'll be one playlist, and it'll be called whatever I decide to call these journals. And I'll have to, I'm waiting till they're all done so I can put the videos in and then order them the way I want them ordered. Either you can order it newest first or oldest first, and I'll have to do oldest first so that it plays in order of how we did the work. So that's why I'm waiting to get the playlist started. But once I do the flip through, I'll be able to put the playlist in my shop, or in my Etsy, YouTube. My goodness. And then you can save it to your playlist if you want to. Your queue, your watch later queue, or whatever kind of queue you add, your folders, whatever. I have a lot of folders that I go to. So anyway, thank you for watching, and we have one more video to do, and that will be the final flip through. Yay! I'm so excited to get these in the shop. I think it's going to be fun to see who decides to pick one up. I'll see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.